What's going on, folks? It's time for another Call of Duty Ghosts custom class setup. The last one that I posted, the Chainsaw Massacre, was one just to have some fun in game, but today's class is for all you players who are having a little bit of difficulty in Call of Duty Ghosts. This one's going to hopefully turn around your game and make it so you can get some good scores. So the title of this one is Instakiller, because Ghosts is a kill fast or die fast game. If you don't react first, then you're dead. So this class is a mix of weapons and perks to make sure that you're the one who comes out of those gunfights alive. You'll be the one insta-killing before people get a chance to react, rather than it being the other way around and you being on the receiving end. Assault rifles are definitely dominant in Call of Duty Ghosts, and there's one that stands out as the clear winner in terms of damage output and sheer time to kill. But first, let's take a look at some history. In Call of Duty 4, the most OP gun, if any, was the 3-round burst M16. That was a 3 to 4 shot kill with a 459 rounds per minute fire rate. Then moving on to Modern Warfare 2, the most OP gun, aside from the Noob Tubes and the Akimbo 1887s, was arguably the 3-round burst FAMAS, with the same 3 to 4 shot kill damage profile, but with a slightly better 477 rounds per minute fire rate. The most OP weapon in Modern Warfare 3, we'll all agree, is the Type 95, the 3-round burst weapon, but with a 2 to 5 shot kill damage profile. This weapon was both loved and hated for being crazily overpowered, and even went through some nerfs, so they must have learned their lesson by now and not included a ridiculously overpowered 3-round burst weapon, right? Meet the MSBS in Call of Duty Ghosts. This weapon's already living up to its name, and players are already calling BS on this gun, with it having the same 55 to 20 damage profile as a Type 95, which means you can drop someone in 2 shots up close, which isn't even one full burst. And even with the lower damage at long range, you can still kill someone with up to 2 bursts. Granted, its fire rate this time is slightly lower than the Type 95, but this is the weapon, aside from quick scoping with a sniper rifle, that you'll want to use to drop someone before they even know what's happening. As long as you've got your aim down, you can simply go around one bursting anyone who comes into sight. It's inevitable that this weapon is going to be nerfed sometime in the future, so we might as well enjoy it while it lasts, even though it does feel a little bit dirty. But I guess the only alternative is to be on the receiving end, which isn't too pleasant at all. There's 3 attachments I'd recommend for the MSBS. I'd say the grip is the most important to reduce the recoil, which allows all 3 shots from that burst to land a hit. Otherwise, you'll need more bursts going up to medium to long range thanks to missed shots. And with a slight delay between shots on this weapon, it can quite easily spell your doom. The muzzle brake is an extremely useful choice to increase the 2-shot kill range, but the iron sights in this weapon are a little bit bulky, so the red dot sight is also a good choice to aid your accuracy. Ideally, we would use the extra attachment perk, but then it's difficult to remove any of the current perks we've already selected. So if you're quite happy with those iron sights, then I'd recommend going with the grip and the muzzle brake. But otherwise, if you need some assistance to benefit your accuracy, then I'd go with the red dot sight plus grip. So moving on, let's take a look at some of those perks we're going to run for our insta-killer setup. There's a cocktail of crucial perks which are required to make sure you're going to be the one who comes out of that gunfight alive. Ready Up is the first one at just 1 point, which will allow you to raise your weapon after sprinting. We all know that we shouldn't go sprinting around corners, but it's inevitable that we will do, and of course we're going to run into some bad guys when we're not prepared, so that's when Ready Up comes into play to allow you to bring your weapon up before being gunned down. Quick Draw is at the top of my list as one of the most crucial perks. This is going to allow you to aim down sights faster, and obviously aiming down sights is crucial to get all those bursts on target. Pair this up with the focus perk to keep all those shots on target when taking enemy return fire, and that's going to cut down on those annoying moments where you open fire first but get subsequently gunned down thanks to view kick. So these 3 perks combined is definitely going to help with the insta-killer theme. If you see someone, you're going to be able to stop sprinting, aim down sights and open fire before they even get a chance to react. And next up, to make sure we're the hunters and not the hunted, we're going to make use of the combination of Dead Silence plus the Amplify perks. Amplify is one of the most OP perks in Call of Duty Ghosts. If you're not playing with a headset, then you're really missing out, and the Amplify perk just makes it so much easier to get a heads up on whereabouts the enemy are. You literally know seconds in advance when someone's going to sneak up on you just from the sounds of their footsteps. Likewise, the Dead Silence perk's not only going to aid the use of Amplify by muffling your own footstep sounds, but it's also going to mean that any enemy players using a headset without the Amplify perk aren't going to be able to hear you coming. So you're going to be the one who can spin around, aim down sights, and just wait for an enemy to come by when you know they're on the way. After which, just 2 shots from that MSBS is enough to take them down in a split second. Then with all those perks in place, we've only got 1 point to spare, so one option to fit in with the theme is the takedown perk, which avoids the little skull icon appearing on enemies you killed. Again, this just helps in your advantage by not informing enemy players of your whereabouts, so you get the advantage in those gunfights. If you go and kill someone, then any nearby enemy players are likely to sit back and aim down sights waiting for you to round a corner. But with the takedown perk, it just limits those chances of the enemy players knowing of your whereabouts. So moving on to the kill streak setup, we're going to use the assault package and just make use of a simple 357 configuration. First up, we'll go with the SATCOM just to give us a heads up on the whereabouts of enemy players who aren't using off the grid. Again, this gives us that tactical advantage going into those gunfights to be able to take them down immediately. Aside from weapons, in Call of Duty Ghosts, there's one thing that can ridiculously insta-kill anyone who crosses its path, and that is the guard dog. Again, I'm sure we're all familiar with this one. All it needs to do is catch a faint scent, and then it'll commando lunge and take you down with what's not even classed as a bite. And while this class is pretty good for getting some of those higher kill streak rewards, we'll just finish off this Instakiller setup with the Trinity rockets. If you can catch someone out of the open with these things, there's no escaping. And with there being 3 of them, which is a bonus from the Predator missiles in previous games, it means you can secure some nice easy kills. So if you're having some trouble with insta-deaths in Call of Duty Ghosts, then hopefully this class will turn the tables. If you do find it helps out, or if you just enjoyed my video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up down below just to help spread the word and share the info with your friends. If you're new to my videos, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stick around for plenty more Call of Duty Ghost class setups. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all later.